Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Top Producers Nation podcast. This, of course, is the podcast that is made for top producers, with top producers, and of course by none other than Tampa Bay's real producers here in our local market. We are at the beautiful studio here, of course, in South Tampa. You can find our resources, by the way, if you are an agent out there who wants to become a top producer in your desired market. Just go to topproducersnation.com. You'll see the community there. All the resources are available for you. There's even a course and other aspects, including group calls and coaching and training and consulting that we have in place to help you become a top producer in your desired market. But if you're familiar with our local brand, this is powered by the Tampa Bay Real Producers platform. And we have partners who support the Tampa Bay Real Producers platform. And so today's one of our episodes here is going to be about our partner series with Margo Ackerman with the Home Team Inspection Team. Home Team has been a great partner of Tampa Bay Real Producers, nominated every year as Partner of the Year at our Agent Choice Awards event, which is coming up again April of this year. And Margo, I appreciate all your support, you and Jeff, for over the years. So Margo, it's good to have you here.
It's great to be here.
Yeah.
It really is. I'm very excited. It's
No
the
doubt.
first time I've done a podcast.
Oh, really? Oh, we love newbies here, don't we, Rob? We love newbies. Yes, this is going to be fun. I'm excited even more now. So, Margo, if you follow anything with Tampa Bay Real Producers, I'm sure Margo's no stranger, right? She's been a front-facing partner in many ways with our panel series and with our MVP socials over the years. They've been extremely supportive in so many different ways, and I know I've met a lot of great agents through the platform. So why don't we start, though, with people who might not know you that well and know your backstory. We'll start a little bit with that backstory. So I know you're not from Tampa originally, so tell a little bit about, your background, how you eventually got to Tampa, and then we'll touch on eventually how you got into Home Team as well. But what's the backstory like?
Okay, I grew up in Cincinnati, Ohio. It just was not me. And as soon as I could, I left. Went to college. I went into business administration, one of four women at the time, at the University of California in Berkeley.
All right.
The School of Business Administration.
Berkeley gal, huh? I don't think I knew that.
Oh, yes. It was interesting at the time, kind of like today to some aspects, but from there, my first career was retail, and from then I moved on and up, and I was a buyer, and then I went into a bunch of other things. Mm-hmm. But the last position that I had, the last career I had before we bought Home Team, was in the financial area.
Okay.
I love finances. I love numbers. Mm-hmm. And it's just a lot of fun to work with it. And I worked with high net worth individuals, mostly physicians, because at that time Jeff was a physician. And I knew how to handle them, and I knew what it took to get them to be my friend.
Okay. That's not how you met Jeff, though, right?
What?
That's not how you met Jeff, is it?
Oh, no. I met Jeff at a function when I was 15.
Wow. And you guys have been married now how long? You don't want to share? We'll keep
too
asking.
Long. Too
you guys
long.
are awesome. Yeah, no doubt.
Okay.
If you ever want to know the secrets of how to have a long relationship and marriage, you got to interview Margo and Jeff together. We'll have to have both of you on a different episode to dive into that important topic for sure.
Well, Jeff has a meeting at the house, a financial meeting today, so
Yeah.
he's very involved in that. Anyway,
So what caused you guys to want to get into this business, to the Home Team franchise?
well, we spent 8 years in Costa Rica, and we moved back here. I was a fish out of water in Costa Rica. Jeff was very happy down there, but he soon wanted to go back to work. So we moved back to the States, mm-hmm. and we ended up settling in Tampa mm-hmm. because his sister lives down in Sun City Center.
Yep.
So we moved here, and he and our son, Michael, who works as a consultant to Oracle and manages their programs for them, the installation and on the systems, works on the system side. Mm-hmm. Very successful. Anyway, Jeff wanted to go back to work. So they're looking at all these things. And lo and behold, they decide to do the inspection business. It's a franchise. It looked like it was good. I had no desire to go back to work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I had worked
How
my
long
whole
were you in the
life.
finance business for?
What?
How long were you in the finance career for?
15 years.
Okay. So you had retired in your mind and you were
I-
ready to enjoy the sunsets of Costa Rica or Tampa, Florida?
I was ready to retire. I was ready to go learn how to play golf.
You're in a good state for that.
And now I kind of, when I have free time, I'll go hit golf balls.
Sure. I've seen you with your swing over at the golf tournament that we've run. You got a good swing.
Yes, I have a good swing when I stand up straight.
Yes.
So they needed somebody to do marketing. Okay. And I said to them, I'll give you 2 to 3 years for this. Well, breaking into the real estate circles is interesting.
Yeah.
It takes lots of time, lots of hand-holding, lots of coddling. I discovered that they liked my homemade chocolate chip cookies.
Who doesn't?
So that
That's
would
one way to
them-
get to people's hearts.
That would let me go to offices as long as I took them. And I also found out that if I would take a little red bag, put 2 cookies in it, along with a bottle of water and a home team brochure, one for the client at the inspection and one for the realtor, I could walk in and say hello and introduce myself.
Yep.
So that's
Cookies
how
were
I-
the key, that's for sure.
And I'm pretty much now known as the cookie lady.
Yes, you are.
And they know
Even within the
when I'm
RP
in-
circles, for sure. What year did you guys start Home Team again?
We're going into our 6th year.
6 years now. So that 2 to 3 year marketing thing has turned in a little bit longer for you of a commitment, huh?
Yeah, I'm still not to the point that I'm comfortable leaving the business. But I do enjoy it. It's very frustrating at times. But it's also, what I enjoy doing is seeing a realtor become successful. Because that's what I wish for all the realtors, is that they become successful. And if there's anything that I can do to help them, I mean, I'm known for hating to say no to a realtor.
Yeah, you find a way to get stuff done. That's for sure. I know that I've gotten a lot of feedback over the years of agents that you guys have worked with and done a great job for, even at times when other inspection companies were not, able to help in whatever the case was. You guys have been able to step in multiple situations and make a difference. So I think that the reputation kind of speaks for itself. What do you think, Margo, are some of the keys in just building the brand that you guys have built now within Home Team? Because you are part of a national franchise, as you mentioned. So there's certain things that I'm assuming are branded based on the national reputation, right?
Right.
But I also know that you and Jeff have done a lot locally in Tampa Bay to brand yourselves and make it, a local brand that means something to the agents that you get a chance to serve. So what do you think are some of the keys that have worked for you guys in just being different and not being your typical everyday home inspector, but providing some different levels of value?
I have the ability to look at something today and figure out how to make it work. For example, now you've got to change how you market to your prospective client, okay? And you also have to be willing to give away things. So I came to the conclusion that if we did a pre-inspection, okay, and I wrote a script for how to do that and how to make the prospect that you're looking for, I'm talking about now when you're trying to get the listing, and I give you a script that helps you make this client a friend. Because what you really want to do is you want to keep that person as a client for your life.
For sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
So how do you go about doing this? So I have an outline there. And as you know, everybody likes to talk about themselves. And one of the hardest things for a realtor to do when they're in the midst of doing a presentation is to let the client, potential client, talk. And that's the worst thing you can do. You need to let the client talk. If you let the client talk and you get to know them, then probably 15 to 20 minutes into the conversation, you start to see them mellow a little bit. And you know at that point in time, you're starting to make them as a friend.
Yeah.
And that's a big difference in what you're doing. And I have the ability to do that. And Home Team is wonderful because we're in the top 5. There's about 150, 60, 70, I don't know how many franchisees across the United States.
Okay.
And they will...
You guys are top 5 nationally?
Yes.
Nice.
And they will listen to what I have to say because I am so creative. I'm creative in finance and business.
You guys serve what markets again is your franchise? Is it
Hillsborough,
Pinellas?
Hillsborough, Pasco, Pinellas. And if you're using us, we will go outside of that. We can do that.
So you're not restricted necessarily.
Well, yes and no.
Gotcha. If you're working with an existing client and they have a need, you guys can help them.
Right.
But you're not actively marketing or looking to build it outside of those markets.
Yeah. And Lakeland's a good example of that.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. We're going to talk a little bit about some of these like unique services that I think you guys are bringing to the table that is unique, at least from my perspective, in the home inspection space. But before we get there, is there anything else that you think has made an impact on, because I think sometimes agents hear like there's so many different home inspectors out there, right? There's your everyday, anyone with a hammer potentially, and hopefully they get licensed, of course, but there's a lot of different ways to do home inspections, I feel like, and a lot of different services of people who claim that they are a, quote unquote home inspector. But there's certain types of inspections that I've learned that, are really, really critical and are done differently possibly than what somebody else might do. So I'm curious if there's anything you want to hit on there with like the types of services that you bring to the table or the types of inspections, or if you feel like your differentiating factor has nothing to do with that necessarily.
Oh, yeah. We're known for not killing the deal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? If we do happen to find a problem, we will word it in such a way. For example, if there's tiles missing on the roof or shingles or something like that, when we do the wrap-up, and we do the wrap-up at the end of the inspection, so you know exactly what is happening, okay, and what it is. And if you need it right away, you can have it that night. Otherwise, you'll have it in your box the next morning. Mm-hmm. We're not nitpickers, okay? We don't want to have a long list of things because that will kill the deal.
Yep.
So that's very important.
And that's kind of a common sense of where sometimes agents and inspection companies have friction, right? Is that nitpicking side, or an agent who's a little hesitant to work with a certain inspection company because they feel like they might blow the deal up. I know that is a reality in some cases. And
the other thing that blows the deal up real easy is when the inspector wants to be there and show them how wonderful they are, because they found something that nobody else would find, and they make a tremendous deal about it. And I've seen people tell me, well, the deal was killed because they found that water had been there. Well, when you clean up water, okay, and there's no longer any moisture.
Right. What's the problem? Right.
What's the problem?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, there's no problem. So why should that be a deal killer?
Right. Yeah, you're right. That makes a lot of sense. Sometimes an inspector wants to feel like they're the investigator, right? I guess in a way. And it's like, I need to find something that's going to be undiscovered, when it's like, hey, I'm just part of this process to make sure I can make the buyer feel comfortable about moving forward, right?
Before we go into the new programs that we have, because we have some things that's exciting, and it's all because we're part of a franchise. But the other thing we do is, if we can do something that's going to make your life easier, okay, you just got the contract signed. It is Saturday night. It is 7 o'clock. You've got to schedule an inspection, and you want to schedule it right then and there. Mm-hmm. Well, guess what? We pick up the phone.
Yep.
We pick up the phone 7 days a week, from 7 to 8 in the morning up until 10 o'clock when my husband goes to bed. And it's a real person, and we can book it. And we book in the current week. Mm-hmm. And if you're turning in an offer, okay, and you'll find out Sunday night whether or not you get the offer, you can call and reserve a time for an inspection. So you'll get the offer on Sunday night. We put you down for an inspection Tuesday morning. Mm-hmm. You can put on the offer that there is an inspection scheduled Tuesday morning because everybody wants a fast close.
Yep.
And it just makes
the process seamless.
And it makes it so much easier.
Yeah. No, I get it. It makes sense. And that's huge. I mean, it's just the little things really that as you know, in customer service that make all the biggest difference, and making sure that everybody is moving forward and moving together, working together to get to the finished goal here, which is to close these deals.
And the other thing you can say is that the inspection will only take an hour to an hour and a half. And you're dealing with somebody that has to get out of the house.
Yeah.
They don't want to have to get out for 3 hours.
Yeah. And just to clarify, you do all types of inspections, right? Windmill, 4 points,
We do everything.
Yeah.
Okay, and now I'm going to get into what's brand new.
Yep.
Which I just learned when I was at the home team convention the end of January. And we have a warranty on our home inspection that's good for 90 days. Mm-hmm. Okay, and that includes a warranty on the structural and the mechanics, on the roof, on the mold, and on the sewer.
Yep.
All of them are covered. And it's taking longer to sell houses, and that 90 days is good because you do a pre-inspection, okay? And 60 days later, the dishwasher goes out. Mm-hmm. Well, we did the inspection. We said the dishwasher worked, and it was under 10 years old. Mm-hmm. We replace it.
Home team replaces it.
Home team replaces it.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's true for appliances, it sounds like, obviously, in the home. But you mentioned roof as well.
The roof, if we replace shingles, missing shingles, and we give you a dollar amount that we will cover.
So let me clarify. So let's say, obviously, we're in a state that has a lot of storms, right? You guys do an inspection. Everything seems to be fine. Storm comes in, knocks off shingles from the roof. Home team is going to replace that. Is that correct?
They'll replace the shingles.
The shingles that are knocked off.
Yeah.
Even if it's due to like a storm or act of God type situation.
And if we do an inspection and there's no mold, and when you go to close and the buyer does an inspection and they find mold, okay, in the inspection, we will do a remediation.
Home team will.
Yes.
Okay.
And if you're doing this and you're the seller's realtor, okay, and you're doing a pre-inspection, it's amazing. Realtors all of a sudden like the idea of doing a pre-inspection because they get to see the inspection report. Mm-hmm. They get to know exactly what it is.
Well, they can set the right expectations that way too, right?
Right. Set the expectations, figure out what they want to repair.
Yep.
And also, at that point in time, you're pretty much doing just one negotiation. I mean, because now what happens is you negotiate. They do the inspection, and you have to renegotiate again.
Right. You might as well handle that up front.
So, right. I mean, it just makes sense. And
do you guys have any stats on how many agents or listings do that, have the pre-inspection? Is that a common practice now, or is it becoming more common? Do you have any idea?
It's becoming more common because you want to differentiate yourself. And in the script that I have in terms of differentiating yourself is that once you're comfortable with the prospect that, you know, you're joking, you're kidding, you get along, and instead of pulling out a contract what you normally would do.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
What you do is, and this is all me putting it together. What you do is you look at your client and say, okay, now we're going to get your house ready for sale.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do a walkthrough on a stage from a stager, and they will normally do a free walkthrough because they're hoping to get some business out of it.
Sure.
And you explain to them why you're going to do this, okay? Because a house that's staged that looks well sells faster.
Yeah. We actually just had Frank Albert in here last week, and he owns a staging company.
Yes, I mean,
So
it makes a huge.
He was laying out the stats of exactly what you just said. Yeah.
Yes, it makes a huge difference, and therefore, we talk about that and the fact that we will do a walkthrough with the stager, and I've changed it to we. Okay, you want them to know that you're partners in doing this.
For sure.
So we're doing this, and then after that, you talk about doing the pre-inspection. Mm-hmm. Okay, and sometimes you do the pre-inspection before you do the MLS, before you get on MLS. Sometimes you do it after. But the whole thing is that if you're doing the pre-inspection, and there's a lot of listings on the market, so basically they just go through and look at the floor plan. If they don't like the floor plan, they don't read what you've written.
Yep.
So what we have for you is, and we give it to you, a sign that says home inspected by Home Team. Mm-hmm. And you can hang it from the sign, for sale sign, or you can put it as a freestanding. So somebody's driving around looking because this is the area they want to live in, mm-hmm. and they may not have been willing to look at your house for some reason, but you're thinking, oh, they did the home inspection. They probably cleaned it up. Mm-hmm. Because what you're going to do once you get the home inspection, you and your client are going to go through and say, okay, what do we want to clean up?
Yep.
Okay? And we also, in the inspection report, highlight the 4 points because we don't want to have to get a second 4 point to get a 4 point.
Yeah, I was going to ask. So, have you found that even with the pre-inspections completed, right? Then you have a buyer coming in. Is it normal, or have you had any conflicts with buyers who want their own inspection done? Someone that they bring in, or
they need
for?
to do that.
So there's going to be 2 inspections done anyway.
There's going to be 2 inspections. That's why the 90-day warranty is amazing, okay? Mm-hmm. Because if anything...
So if the other inspection company sees whatever, you guys are covering it with that 90-day warranty anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Does that now make sense?
Yeah, no, it absolutely does. And that's not standard at all in the home inspection space. This is just something unique that you guys are offering with Home Team?
Yeah, the warranty on our inspection is something entirely different. And I was amazed. You know, sometimes I like Home Team and sometimes I don't like corporate.
It's a story of all franchise relationships, right?
But with this, they hit a home run.
So this is for all Home Team franchises all over the country?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Okay, but the presentation that I put together is just for me, although I will be sharing it with them.
Yeah, that's your baby, huh?
That's my baby.
You should put a link. I know we always talk about ideas and things, but in your campaign within Tampa Bay Real Producers, maybe have a little link in there that people can get to have access to the presentation. That would be something that we can talk about too.
Right, because what I've done is I've put it in format that it works for training, okay? Because even though, Keller Williams always talks about Ford. Family, occupation, recreation, and dreams, okay?
Yep.
And that's what you use when you're talking to somebody. And I had a team leader say to me, oh, well, that's on our website. They know that. And I'm thinking, no, because they probably don't think of that in terms of doing a presentation.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I want to flush out, I feel like from my perspective, and I appreciate you sharing some of those things because I think that's going to be different that a lot of people aren't aware of. So hopefully you're going to see, by the way, on our description when our show is done here, a link that'll take you to some detail about that exact promotion, right, that Margo just talked about. So that will be on the description thing. And you can also find it in Tampa Bay Real Producers. I know that's now part of your ad campaign, I believe.
Yes, there'll be a new ad that's coming out
Yep.
that highlights the inspection and the warranty, and it's different.
Yeah, for sure. No,
I
it's
mean,
there's definitely a different element there than anything else we've talked about within the home inspection space. But I feel like, from my perspective, one of the things that you just do really, really well, and you've touched on it a little bit already, is your intentionality towards relationships, right? And how you build them, not just with real estate agents, even though that's a huge part, obviously, of your business, but within the partners of Tampa Bay Real Producers. I know that that's been something that I feel like you've kind of become known for throughout our community. So I think if you can maybe just touch on a little bit, Margo, like, where does that intentionality come from? How important it is to you to make sure that you're, like you just said, hitting on Ford as kind of a formula, right? Which all about each one of those Ford points is about relationship development, right? So I know you mentioned the chocolate chip cookies earlier. That's a great way to get in and build that. But, is there anything that you can touch on as far as like how you feel like investing in those relationships has been the key to growing your brand, growing your franchise?
It's interesting that you asked me, because I'm to the point now where I see that definitely changing, because I've been around long enough that people know who I am, that I now can talk to them differently, okay? Somebody once told me it's going to take 5 years till you break in, and it's been 5 years.
It's true, huh? Yeah.
It's been 5 years. And I'm interested in talking to them and what they want from us. Okay, what do you need? What's missing? Just like you do, when you're working with a potential buyer.
Yeah.
And I make them feel important. And if I can deviate for a little minute.
Go ahead. Deviate away.
That's why I'm so active in the Real Producers. Okay? Because I think it's a tremendous outlet for realtors to get recognized. And God knows you guys don't get much recognition.
Right.
Okay? Either in the office you may get a high-fi or something like that. But this is where you really get to show your stuff in the panel. And I'm out all the time talking to realtors and trying to size up if they're ready to talk to Don yet.
And you actually have been one of our biggest fans with sending agents to us who do have the right volume numbers, who maybe haven't been featured yet, right, by Tampa Bay Real Producers. And so, I've seen that over the years. You're pretty active in making sure that we meet the right people. We always appreciate that.
I mean, it's fun to do, okay? It's something else that differentiates myself, because I'm doing something that benefits the realtor. I get no benefit from this. Maybe
Sure.
I'll get a, gee, thank you, that was nice.
Yep.
But it makes a difference. If I can help somebody feel good and goes out and is successful, then I've done something important.
Without a doubt. Yeah. And you just never know. I mean, if the more that you're giving back into other people's businesses and lives, that does come back to you in certain ways, even if you don't know exactly what it is, right? I know you're really responsible in many ways for bringing some of the initial commercial agents that we've had into our community. Tim Diesel, I think of, is a guy that I've now met with multiple times, and I might even do a deal together with at some point where we're talking through some options. And I don't know if I would know Tim if it wasn't for you. You brought him in, and then there's been other partners even that are currently within Tampa Bay Real Producers that you've also made that connection. I think of Tim Kelly with the wine business.
Yes,
right?
with the wine
Time
business.
for Wine. Yeah, he
And,
gifts pretty much every agent that we now have running the panels.
Remember Dana Parker?
Of course. She's a part of our monthly mastermind right now.
I didn't know that.
She is, yeah. She's in our elite agent mastermind.
Okay. She is in the process of working with 3 different properties, okay, in closings. She had 2 on Friday. I'm not sure if she has 1 on Monday, but she also got called out for another closing. So she's very, very active, and I didn't realize she was on your panel.
Not our panel, the mastermind.
Mastermind.
Yeah, the one that we do at the Center Club upstairs. She's in it this year, so she's in our second year now of doing it.
Good.
Yeah, we have a whole new group. So with the exception of 2 people that are from last year's group that are in it again, we have 10 other top producers that are in it this year. Dana's one of those people. Yeah, I'll have to give you that list. I don't know if we've talked about that.
I'm sitting here thinking, okay,
Yeah.
just so you know how I think.
Dana's great. Absolutely.
I have to talk to Dawn about this because I want the list, and I'm thinking about maybe in the future sponsoring lunch or something.
Yeah, you guys are always welcome to come in for, we have them every month, as you know. So each month we have people come in and sponsor the lunch and say a few words. You guys did it last year with last year's group. So this year obviously is a different group. So we'll talk more about that. I want to give a couple of minutes as we kind of wind up here for our time today. But let me, for people, again, who don't know you and Jeff that well personally, I always want to give a couple of minutes of things for people to get to know you, right, personally. So what are some of the things that you and Jeff love to do for fun? I know travel's part of it. You guys take some pretty exotic trips, which is awesome. What keeps you guys busy when you're not jamming in the home inspection business?
Well, Jeff's hobby is work.
He does work hard, doesn't he?
He does work. He does travel, although the last 2 times we've traveled, he's come down sick.
Yeah, I remember you had that conversation.
And
that was to Europe, right?
Huh?
Europe? Is that where you guys went?
We did a cruise to Greece, and then we were just in Phoenix.
Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm ready to plan another trip, and he's looking at me like, are you sure? And I'm not sure I want to get sick.
Where does your son live?
Our son lives in Bradenton.
Okay, so he's not that far. He's local.
No, he's about a half an hour from us, so it's
Gotcha.
really nice. And I've got 2 grandkids down there. I like golf.
Yep.
Because it's me and the golf ball.
Mm-hmm. You ever play golf in Europe?
No, but we did an Ireland-Scotland tour.
Yeah.
And I went to the well-known...
The Old Course or Royal Birkdale, one of those 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's on my list, too. I would love to play golf there sometime. One of the links courses. They're very hard, I hear, though. Hard to play.
Oh, God, yes.
Did you play on one?
No. I mean, we
Just
didn't
toured
have
it?
time. So we were touring.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go ask one of the players if I could just hit the ball.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I don't know these
I mean, the
people.
bunkers in Malone are like 6 feet deep. I mean, they're pretty intense. You don't want to get your ball in there. I wouldn't be able to get out probably for the entire day. But I would like to go play there for sure. It's on my hit list as well. And Pebble Beach. I got to get around in at Pebble Beach sometime.
Yeah.
Pebble Beach, California. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never played there either, but I would love to sometime.
Oh, it's a beautiful course.
Yeah. Oh, you played?
No, but I lived in the Bay Area.
Right.
And we were down there quite a bit sometimes because
Nice.
I love going to Carmel.
Yeah, I would love to play around there sometime. It's not cheap, I hear, but it would be a fun little round. I might have to control my drive a little bit more. I'd be hitting too many balls in the ocean the way I'm hitting her lately, but we'll see.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just gorgeous out there. We were out there 2 years ago.
Yeah, nice. I'm actually taking my boys. I just booked this recently. My boys are really into baseball now, so we play Little League over at Land O'Lakes.
Yeah.
And they love watching the Yankees and the Yankee games because that's kind of what I love to do. So they're playing the Dodgers at the last week of May out in L.A., and so we're going to fly out to California, go to a Yankees-Angels game first, and then go to a Yankees-Dodgers game that week while we're out there. So maybe while I'm out there, I can get a little golf time in. I don't know how
Yeah,
that'll
the whole
work out.
family?
It's actually just me and the 2 boys.
Oh.
Yeah, so just the 3 of us are heading out. Yeah, and then we have a family vacation planned for the summer with all of us, but that's a little separate trip just for the 3 of us. Yeah.
And where's that? Where's your separate trip?
The family trip? Well, the separate trip is the California one. Our family trip this year, I think we're going to do like Washington, D.C. and do Colonial Williamsburg as a family. And we're going to do, we're going to go to a couple baseball games there though, too. We're going to hit up a game in Washington at the Nationals Park. And then in Baltimore, we're going to see an Orioles game because my boys haven't been to those 2 stadiums yet.
Okay. Can I point something out?
Yeah.
It was very easy to get Don to start talking about himself. And you could see him become animated and really get into the discussion, okay?
Yeah.
and that's what
Hey, when we start talking about baseball, I'm all in.
Okay? So you have to find that soft spot.
Baseball, golf, and my boys, we're good to go. And the family time, we can talk about that for a while.
Yeah,
all right. I got a couple rapid fire questions for you.
Okay.
You ready?
No.
Do you have a favorite book, author, seminar, anything that you know has made an impact on you personally or professionally?
Do I? I read a lot, and I take notes.
Yes, you do. I've seen that. Take notes of the Tampa Bay Real Producers magazine as well.
Well, I can't remember everything, okay? And then I evaluate it whether or not it works with what I do.
Yep.
Or if I should change what I do. I like the book Never Lose a Client.
Never Lose a Customer Again.
Never Lose a
Joey
Customer
Coleman
Again.
one.
Yeah.
I think I referred that to you, didn't I?
Yes.
Yes, he's great. That's a great book. Yeah.
So that's the last one I've read, and it's just...
There's a lot in there that makes a lot of sense for your business, for sure.
And I can't think of the name, but there was a book that Home Team gave me because I pestered them on something to read. And it had to do with giving.
Okay, The Go-Giver, maybe?
The Go-Giver,
Yep.
yes, thank you.
Yeah, I've read that. It's a great book, too.
That you give before you get.
Yep.
And that is something that I've done the entire time that I've been here. I will offer to do something new for somebody. I have friends that I do things with in the business that don't use us, but if they ask me to do something for them, I'll do it. Because what goes around comes around.
For sure. No, we hit on that, no doubt. And that is a great book. There's another one I'm going to share with you, too, called Raving Fans that you should check out.
Oh,
if you haven't read that one yet.
I will get the information from you.
Yes, Raving Fans. It's similar to Never Lose a Customer Again in some ways, but it's about that element of getting to that phase when you have customers, clients who are raving fans, not just transactional relationship, but they actually promote you, right? And so kind of like you do with Real Producers. So we appreciate that. But yes, that's another great one to check out. All right. Do you have a favorite TV show or movie historically? Anything come to mind? Nothing. All right. Favorite food?
Chocolate.
I thought you were going to say chocolate chip cookies, but you almost got there.
Well, I love my chocolate chip cookies.
Yes,
okay?
I know. Yes.
And I don't give the recipe out. And I do make them.
I know you do.
From scratch.
If you guys haven't had any of Margo's chocolate chip cookies, you are missing out. Rob, you have not?
Never have.
Oh, you're missing
haven't?
out.
I have
Okay.
been around for a few years.
When they sponsor our luncheon, she usually brings them in for the luncheon.
I
Yes.
almost bought them today, and Jeff said, no, don't bring them.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
This episode is over.
Next time, Rob. Next time. I'm sure one of these events this year, the cookies will make an
No,
appearance.
you know what I'll do? The next panel, I'll bring you cookies.
Oh, isn't that sweet? You don't have to do that. He doesn't need your He doesn't need those cookies. Don't let him guilt you into it, Margo. It's all good.
I owe him big time. This was fun, and I liked the spontaneity between the two of us.
Yeah, no doubt. That's what it's all about. People don't want to just be sitting here listening to some scripted stuff, Margo. They just want to talk real, keep it real, genuine. That's how we do things around here.
I mean, it's just, yeah. I thought it was fun.
It was fun, no doubt. And I appreciate you being here. We probably should have had John here a long time ago. You guys have been such a partner of Real Producers, but I appreciate you. It actually was perfect timing because of the new services that you guys now have.
I think so too.
So you have something to even talk about there.
Right, and
Yeah.
I think they're phenomenal.
No doubt. All right, we're going to put a bow on the episode. Here's my last question. Ready? When that day does come for you, hopefully many, 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 many years from now, and you're sitting on that rocking chair and you're thinking about what you would want your legacy to be, what do you think would matter most to you as far as what you'd want to be most remembered for? This could be personally or professionally, but I call it the legacy question. So what are your thoughts on that?
It's something that can relate to both personal and business.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be known as a person that cares, that's dependable, and that if she can do it, she'll do it. I was at a presentation at a meeting, and I was doing what I always do, talking on the platform. And I said, I'm known for always saying yes. And I saw the realtors sitting there, They're shaking yes.
That's cool.
And I thought, this is perfect. This is what I want to be known for,
Totally.
being
Yeah.
kind.
And a woman of her word, for sure. When you say you're going to do something, I know that I can always count on you to do it. So that's definitely true. I appreciate your support for sure, you and Jeff, over the years. You guys have been awesome partners, and I hope that we can continue to work together for many, many years to come within Real Producers. I want to put a bow on the episode by asking the audience to do something to take an action step. I'm a big believer that if you took the time to watch this live on our YouTube or on Facebook, or you're listening to this on any of the 15-plus podcast platforms that we're on, and by the way, if you don't subscribe yet, just click the little button below. That way you'll be subscribed to the podcast and you'll be notified when a new episode comes out, which it comes out weekly. But what is one thing that you can do from our conversation today with Margo that would help propel you forward in the business? Maybe it's like learning that art of giving first. Margo talked a lot about that today, and maybe that's something you need to even follow up with Margo about to have a conversation. I wanted to ask you, if somebody did want to pick your brain and just talk about your services, home team, anything related to what we talked about today, what's the best way for someone to reach you?
Text, call. I'd love to do it.
What's your phone number?
813-750-2566.
Perfect.
And I would love to share everything that I'm doing and help walk you through it, whether or not it's something that would work for you or not work for you.
Yep. You know, also, I know sometimes we'll go to offices a lot and do presentations and share, or if it's just you want chocolate chip cookies and you want your office to smell immaculate, then Margo's chocolate chip cookies might be the way to go. All right. But I would encourage you guys for sure to reach out to Margo, reach out to Jeff, connect with the home team to talk more about those different unique packages that we talked about today. But maybe there's something different. It could be a book recommendation that we just talked about, but do something, right? Take action, make a step forward so the time that you invested in listening to this was worth it. We, of course, will see you on the next episode of the Top Producers Nation podcast, which, once again, you can find all of our community out at topproducersnation.com to sign up for the community and learn more about the resources we have in store for you. We'll see you on the next episode.